Number 5, Coach D.
5, man. Crazy.
The show is live for number 5.
Oh, nice. We're rhyming on Friday.
We're rhyming on Friday. Welcome to the show. Interesting day in sports,
Yes,
to say the least.
man.
On Friday. On Fun Friday. Well, where should we start today? Should we roll with it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, we'll start the day right from. We'll pull up good old Pat McAfee's, and let you guys decide. This is all over the news right now.
Literally.
Let's see if we can get to this here. Oh,
let's see what the audience says.
Yeah. All right, here's the play.
Has been disqualified. Has been disqualified.
Can we see it good?
Yup.
All of a sudden, whoa.
Texas high school football playoffs.
Has been disqualified.
See it. We'll watch it one more time. Oh my goodness. Oh, and so it's interesting because and I'll pull this down here real quick. Some of the coaches must have thought so some of the coaches must have thought that he was going for the player because a couple of the coaches ran towards the other team. I guess maybe because they thought he might be going there.
So, after reading the article and kind of getting into it a little bit, so apparently that player on that specific what had happened was he received a roughing the passer penalty
on the
quarterback, which apparently he did not like, and then received a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct for, I guess, having a verbal altercation with the referee. So that, I guess, that disqualified him. Once he found out he was disqualified, my man decided to take a running head start from the sideline and assault.
That's going to be assault. So I guess a couple things with it. Number one, you can't do that in a game, period. Number two, that now you hit the referee.
I don't even.
Potentially assault charge, and then number three, as you told me, what you said they threw the team out of
the
playoffs.
So not only do you, and apparently this was their leading pass rusher, one of their best defensive players, was a reason that they were as far as they were, and to throw some more fuel on the fire, he is apparently one of the top wrestlers in the 220 weight class for Texas high school football, or for Texas high school wrestling.
Wow.
He just cost himself his entire career and probably a college career and possibly jail time.
That's crazy.
The referee who he hit was like a 27-year veteran of the, Texas high school officials. Like, I don't even know
wow.
It leaves me as a coach speechless. One, as a parent.
Yeah, and I guess they penalized him for penalize the team for not having control over their sideline.
Right. And looking at it from a coach's perspective, obviously, yeah, I'm supposed to have my guys under control and things of that nature. But you can see in the video, you can see the head coach is trying to have a conversation with the referee. Other coaches or wherever. I mean, this is a teenage kid basically, just
lost control,
losing it.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, look, understanding, the heat of the game, playoff game, you just get disqualified senior year, you got thrown out. But I mean, speechless. Like, something. It's just like that's on a whole nother level.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously he costs his team everything. So, and he's selfish, and then he let his emotions get the best of him. And it doesn't matter how good a player you are. That that's a next level thing that you just cannot do.
You just
Yeah, I mean, just you have to have control of yourself. It's crazy because it's all over the news, it's all over the ESPN, it's all over everything. And then
SportsCenter just posted it on their Instagram. You know what I mean? Like it's something, and it literally, has been developing since, I sent it to you this morning, and I've only seen it come into the forefront even more so in the last, couple hours. I mean, it's just a whole different type of situation. It's just crazy, and we don't like to start the show off with something negative, but
we're flipped to
use this. We can use this in a positive manner, in the fact that, like, look, guys, we understand that football is a violent game. There's a lot of emotions that are involved in it, but you got to be under control, man. That takes it to a whole nother level. And now the repercussions that are not only going to come on this student athlete individually, but now you're talking team ramifications. Like, you just cost how many guys their last game.
Someone just posted, read this kid did the same thing playing soccer.
Well, he was a D lineman, but he's also their kicker and punter, so that makes sense. I did read that.
Maybe
that's why he's even playing football.
Thank you, Bobby YC_NJ says he did the same thing playing soccer. Oh, so he's a problem. He's a problem.
Look, and hopefully this young man gets his head on straight and gets things situated, and hopefully can bounce back from this. But I look as far as the team, and I feel bad for those other teammates, the other kids on the team. This could possibly cost that head coach his job, if not administrators' jobs. You know what I mean? Like that. This stuff doesn't. That's not just an easy go away type of thing, man. There's going to be a lot of ramifications.
I don't know if it should cost the. You have to know.
It should or shouldn't. I'm just saying it possibly could.
I don't know if it will. I mean, if this kid's a problem, he should be the one that bears the ramifications of. He's already cost his team, and then I think you go from there, and then it looks like clearly the coaches are going to try to stop him. Obviously,
they're doing the right things. It looks like,
yeah,
but this could be something that maybe there's suspensions going into the next season. Maybe there's you're not allowed in the playoffs for a couple of years. I don't know. It depends on what type of angle. And, I've never seen anything like this. I think it's unprecedented. I think it's now something that each state should look to address, or at least have something within guidelines, if they don't already, in case something like this happens.
How do you address, I mean, obviously you address these things with your team. Are you talking about protecting the referees in some way? Or are you talking about coaches / schools addressing their own team? I mean,
right.
I'm
talking every level. So I'm talking about, protection for referees in general, protection for schools and things of that nature, because obviously this is a school function. So what if this happens, say, in the cafeteria with a teacher doing cafeteria duty? What if a student does that to a teacher? I'm sure it does. I'm sure it has.
I don't think there needs to be anything sweeping that has to happen. I just think you need to address that individual situation. And if this is I don't see this as an ongoing problem. I see this as a one time. I haven't seen any.
I would hope this is a one time.
I haven't seen it. If this is a widespread problem, then yeah, maybe you have to address it. But I don't. If this is a one-off thing, I don't think it. I don't think that you need to have a meeting with. If I have control of my kids, and they do the right things, and our team does the right things, then I don't think that we need to have a talking to about that. I think that's one step too far. But if it is a widespread problem, which I don't think it is. I've never seen that in all the years of high school coaching ever. I've seen guys upset, but I've never seen a player ever do anything like that ever.
Attack an official.
I don't see that as a widespread problem. I just think that it's a crazy situation. Now, if it was a widespread problem, which I have never seen that, then that's it. Where I see a lot more of the issues is, and then this is not with kids attack with, it doesn't have anything to do with referees, but there's much bigger issues with parents attacking in youth football, attacking other parents,
right,
attacking coaches. And maybe even attacking referees in youth football, but in high school, I have not seen that very often. Okay, are you willing to go to it's positive for one team and not as positive for the other? So
yeah, let's go.
All right, this happened.
So that was Texas high school. Are we moving to Alabama high school?
That was Texas high school. We're gonna move to Alabama. And let me get that for you real quick.
And you sent me this clip last night, so
you
want to set the stage?
Well, yeah. As far as I know, it was. Well, you can see it kind of right here. This is Auburn High School in Alabama versus Thompson High School in this. What it says here, Class 7A state championship. And are you seeing it on the screen? Okay, good.
Yep.
And then they're up 9 points with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. The game
and they have the ball. Auburn has the ball. They're winning.
Correct. They make they make a mistake. I think they could have just taken a knee and they didn't.
They are. I believe they took 3 knees in a row.
Okay. And then in this situation, they then punt the ball with 1 minute and 5 left. So here it is. Okay, so I'm corrected on that. Thompson is already, look, they go for block. Great individual effort. I mean, that's
huge.
And then forget it, touchdown.
They return it for 6.
They'd have been better off taking a knee, catching it and taking a knee.
But here, look, the onside kick, then they go and they get the onside kick. So now they have the ball, a great onside kick, but the numbers just aren't there.
Oh, why doesn't 7 grab it?
If you go back, and can you stop it on the alignment?
What?
A little bit more.
Okay.
Right. Look at the alignment. Move forward a little bit. Right there. Go. Okay. So look at the alignment. So you have 6 guys for Thompson on the kick team, and then you have only 1, 2, 3. I mean, only 2 outside the hash, and then another 3 behind them. So it's 6 on 6, but you only have 3 guys up on the ball. Like you're outnumbered anyway.
But it would normally be. So you would have.
I would think you would have more guys bumped over, or at least look. We know if we're doing.
Well, you don't know, they could come back the other way.
Right here, I understand that, but why are there guys then? Why do you have guys 10 yards off the ball? Move them up a little bit, and why aren't you attacking?
This guy should be up.
Correct, and then you should have those 2 back. They should be at like 6, 7. They should be at like 6 to 7 yards.
Be here at 5.
Correct.
So I don't know what. Yeah, you're right.
So play it through, and nobody reacts.
No, it doesn't even look like they're. I don't know what they're doing.
Great kick.
And obviously, this is first of all, it tells me that this team has never been in this situation all year long.
100%.
Because
just look at the guy. Look at that guy is deer in headlights.
He's not even attacking. He's scared. He's both scared.
So now Thompson recovers. They have the ball 1st and 10 from the 35.
First place in incompletion. So there's 4 seconds. Oh, so let me set the stage here. 4 seconds left. You'll see 2. So how did they get there? So
the first down play. The first down play, they tried to throw an out to the top of the screen. They get called for a flag. So it's a 15-yard penalty, right? So now it's 1st and 10 from wherever. Second play, incompletion. Third play was the play we just saw.
2 flags.
Correct.
2 PIs.
The one you just saw was the second flag, which now puts them right here in field goal range with my man right here lined up to kick a field goal to win the game. Bang.
Oh, it's ugly, but it gets through. That's unbelievable. That was ugly, but it got through. Wow.
Coach from Auburn High School, I don't know you whatsoever, but my man, you should be fired.
Who?
The coach from Auburn, fire him.
Fire him. He's just at the state championship.
Fire him. Or fire his assistants. Fire his special teams coach. Somebody needs to be held accountable, dude.
Be careful. You never know.
I'd fire myself.
I think you'd be really, really upset. Yeah.
I would rather lose by 50.
No, you wouldn't.
In the 2 state finals I've coached in, I've lost by a combined 6 points. I'd rather have lost by 50 in each one.
Well, I've been in 3, 1-1, lost 1 by 30, lost 1 in overtime. They all sucked. The losses sucked, no matter what it was. So, is it 3? I thought it was in 4th one. Well, anyway.
Look, I credit to the execution aspect of that game because, look, whether Auburn helped them with flags or with, lack of coaching or whatever, but look, you still have to execute. The blocked punt return for 6, perfect execution. Little do people know that extra point mattered, right? That put them within.
And that's definitely a flag on that post there.
Oh, he held them.
It was a tough. First of all, how is he
behind that guy?
There's 9 seconds left. They're on the 35 to 6. Okay.
And now look, a field goal. You obviously have to know the range of their kicker.
Why aren't they dropped off there?
I'm bringing heat.
Yeah, but I'm saying your DBs. There's not enough DBs dropped off here.
But I'm saying you also have to know the range of their kicker. A field goal wins the game. Plus, if you watch the 3 plays that team ran where they got 2 flags on them, they weren't even close.
They were definite flags.
They were definite flags. But I'm saying even the second play where it was an incompletion, they're trying to throw an out to the sideline. They're just trying to get down the field to get in field goal range. You know what I mean? But they didn't look very good on the play. You know what I'm saying? So play football, and you're winning for a reason. You must have done something successful throughout the game to get you in that position. Don't tighten up now when it gets close. We talk about this all the time. Don't tighten up now when it gets down to the nitty gritty. Continue to do what you do, and but the kid, whoever blocked the punt and the extra point kicker, the field goal kicker, man, because he drilled an extra point and a field goal. He scored four points in 45 seconds for them to win that. And what a great block punt.
Unbelievable.
Aren't you telling your punt unit, look, they're selling out for this. You got to get this thing off quick.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing. So let's bring this up. Punt again.
We're getting into coaching looking at it as a coaching.
Let's look at the punt. Let's look at the punt. All right, I'm gonna cue it up here because
the normal wing punt.
Is it showing? No, it's not showing. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so we go. All right. I don't know what the when ladies play football thing is. What that is. Oh, Ben Shapiro. Okay. That's his show. I guess it was queued up there. All right, here we go. Let's see.
And don't you love how the game is being played at Alabama? Alabama State Championship. It's at Alabama. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty damn. That's cool.
There's a lot of hash marks on that field, but you're good.
That's really cool.
So there it is. It's a normal win punt. I mean, they're bringing everybody.
This is a traditional. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, like you said, you got 2 wings, you got 2 gunners, a personal protector. Look, the
punt. I mean,
the punter's at 14 yards, so he's at the proper depth. You know what I mean?
They're bringing 3 from the right side.
3 and 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 3 from from a punting team's perspective, they're right, and then 5 from the punting team's perspective, left, including if you see this right here.
Just throw it to that guy out there if you got any type of stones.
See that?
Game over. Throw it to that guy. Look at the, hey, and now obviously, we can say we won. Now if he throws that and incompletes it, now we're going to, it's going to be a different story, but let it go. Hey, credit to Thompson because they got nothing to lose. Might as well go.
I like with it. Although I don't know why this kid just didn't go too.
Where did the block come from?
So here's where the block comes from. Let's back it up a little bit here. So they're going to get 2 in the gap. That's usually how this one. Let's see.
You got to pull somebody down so somebody comes through.
So here's the first problem. So, and I don't know if this is their blocking scheme, but the right guard steps down.
Yeah.
Okay. And the left tackle.
Oh, look, they whiff.
Steps out. But that's not really that should have been an issue, but it isn't. The issue is literally the guy who goes between the tackle and the wing, because the wing has 2 people he has to take.
Yep. That's your job.
He's untouched.
And he went for the outside guy. When you got to take care of the inside doing? Got to take care of the inside, and the personal protector is nowhere to be found. Where's his
nothing? He's doing nothing.
They've been coached up, and this
should have see. With 5 to the left, he should have counted. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm
going over the other side.
The left. If he helps on the left, all he has to do is get a piece of this guy.
Just got to chip him.
And then, I mean, the left wing whiffs too. But
because if he even gets, I love it. The kid shoots his hands, he runs his feet, he doesn't leave his feet, sees it off it, gets a nice courtesy hop, and he's gone.
Thompson is like, I don't understand why their guys aren't even running. I mean, not Thompson. I'm sorry. Why aren't their guys running? Look at this guy right here.
He's chilling.
He's jogging. Oh, my goodness.
And he almost got lit up for it.
I'd have been in a desperate sprint. Then here, oh, my God. I hate to say it, but Thompson deserved it.
They made every big play and executed.
It wasn't like it wasn't like it was one of these even though obviously it was a miracle in a sense, it wasn't like a throwback pass or something that
it wasn't like the Hail Mary a couple weeks ago with Arizona.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's a rough way to go out.
That's crazy. Okay. Well,
whew, that's a good way to start it right there.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Game of the weekend. You got college. Let's go college here. BYU and Coastal. Is that the game of the week?
The Chanticleers?
Yeah.
Both ranked.
Is that the game of the weekend or what?
I know College Game Day was supposed to be there anyway to see Coastal play Liberty until Liberty, obviously went down. But kudos to BYU and kudos to Coastal for getting this thing done. Like I said yesterday, Coastal wants to get on the map as far as being an FBS program, a Division I program. Go out and play. You have the opportunity right here. You're ranked. You've done the right, like you're taking those steps. So, rather than continue to take steps, let's take a leap and let's really gauge where we are. Maybe BYU goes in there and blows them out. All right, well then, as Coastal Carolina, we got some work to do, but at least you've gauged where you're at.
Well, this is probably the biggest game of the other 5. What do they call them?
The non-Power 5?
Yeah, those conferences, because BYU has dominated so far, 9-0, 41 points more, 8 of the 9 wins. And then the Chanticleers.
I love it.
The Chanticleers, they were picked to finish dead last in the preseason.
And I don't think they were very good last year as far as their first year in Division I. Yeah, Bobby C_NJ said, referred to him as mid majors. Yeah, I believe that's what a lot of the guys used to call them. That's what they call like the MAC conference and those type of teams, those mid major, or they're, like I said, those non-Power 5 conferences. I think when you're talking Power 5 conferences, you're talking SEC, you're talking obviously Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12, and the ACC. Those are your Big 5, and then you have your other conferences that kind of follow suit, your FBS football bowl series, or you got your FCS, formerly Division I AA football championship series, which Coastal Carolina was, but in recent years has made that jump to an FBS, full Division I scholarship program down in Myrtle Beach.
Okay. So the odds makers give the Cougars a 10-point favorite over Coastal Carolina,
and BYU is currently ranked what, number 9?
BYU is 13, and Coastal is 18.
Okay.
Have you ever been to Coastal Carolina?
No, I hear it's gorgeous.
I have. Myrtle Beach.
I believe they have. I know that their colors are like that, almost like that Miami Dolphin bluish type of teal blue, and I know that's what color their turf is.
It's the school. It's a nice school, but it doesn't look like that much.
I've known a lot of Jersey kids who have gone to play baseball there.
It's Myrtle Beach, man. It's Conway, South Carolina, which is basically right outside Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, never been there.
It's beaches. It's lots of fun.
I know they have 1 million golf courses.
1 million golf courses. A lot of people go down there vacation.
But like I said, I've known a lot of Jersey kids. A quarterback I played with in high school went down there to play baseball. Another very good quarterback I know from up here went down there to play baseball. I know they have a very good baseball program. But to just now follow suit, I mean, hey man, you look at South Carolina. Obviously, they're doing something right in that state because you got Clemson, you got
Coastal. Under 61.
What's that?
Over under 61.5.
Well, I told you when I watched Coastal Carolina early in the year.
Over.
I told you that when I watched them early in the year, I said these guys are doing some fun stuff offensively.
Both teams do some really good stuff.
It's going to be if you're a defensive guy, you might want to close your eyes, and it's kind of just hold on and let's keep them under 50. And the first one who doesn't score 50 is probably going to win the game. But I mean, like I said, I think it's awesome. I think it's great in this year of college football to kind of go out and like you say, BYU is looking for an opportunity. So if they can get another game that's, prime time game where a lot of people are watching them, maybe you get more eyes on them. Maybe that adds them to a little bit to their conversation or their argument but you got to go out and win the game, either way. So credit to Coastal, man, like dial it up and let's play some ball.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see that game, and then Zach Wilson. I think it's Zach Wilson, who's a Heisman Trophy candidate. That'll be a great
quarterback.
Yep, that's the BYU quarterback. Now,
watch the Coastal Carolina quarterback, man. He is gritty. As long as it's the same kid that I saw earlier in the season, he's gritty. He plays he plays the position like a defensive guy. You know, he's aggressive. He's got a little bit of he's got that little bit of swag to him where, you know, he'll get up and you know, and remember I was telling you that that's the offensive line where nobody's over, I believe, 6'2".
On this is Coastal.
Coastal Carolina's offensive line. I don't believe anybody's over 6'2", and I don't know if they have over a 300-pounder on the entire line.
Absolutely. That's pretty crazy that they're not that big up front, and they got
they can just do.
They're in the Sun. What is it? In the
Sun Belt. What is that? The Sun Belt.
Sun Belt Conference. The nice Sun Belt Conference. And by the way, I like you're back to your beach background.
I came back. I traveled back across the bridge.
Yeah.
Although I did have to wait for a boat coming under the bridge today. So.
Yep, and for some reason, my whole background looks like I'm in a nightclub. It's so dark in the middle of Mars.
You got to get a banner or something up there.
White wall.
Put your NBA up right there or something, like bam, right there. Put your degree.
White walls, you know what I mean? Sometimes you think, oh wow, if you wake up in a room with all white walls, you know what that means.
Yeah, there's a problem. Something went down.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a room with all white walls. You wake up in
your wife had you committed or something.
That's right. They put you away. You don't ever want to have that happen. Funny story.
Sometimes you need that time.
So I'm gonna tell you a funny story. This is from the old NUC tour back in the day. I'll take out his name to protect the innocent. But one of our coworkers. I actually was not at this event. Where was I? I don't know where I was. I might have.
You had an excellent excuse.
I was not there, but I had been to this place before, in Gulf Shores, Alabama, which is like is their beach area. Okay, we ran an event down there, and this time I didn't go, but apparently some of the fellas went and had a good time the night before.
Yeah.
And I get a call from a couple of the coaches saying so and so is not here for the event. So I call them. 9,000 different people call them. No one can get a hold of this guy. Apparently, he shows up at the event. I guess late. The event's already going on. Coaches are and he shows up at the event late. And as the story goes, he apparently was out and ended up back in this place with a young lady and woke up screaming. Okay, woke up screaming because it was a room with all white walls. He thought he had been committed. He didn't know what. He comes out. He doesn't know where he is. This is the story. He comes out, and no one's there in the room anymore. Comes out into the kitchen, and there's an older man, apparently this lady's father.
Oh boy!
Not
a good thing.
Getting like orange juice and coffee out of the fridge.
Oh boy.
Says hello to him. He says hello to him like it was no big deal. Like that obviously has happened before, type of thing. And he sees her and he's like, who are you? She drives him to the event and then he went, I guess, coached or whatever.
Hey, but he got the ride.
Yeah, he got a ride. But yeah, he said he woke up and he saw white walls and he thought he had been committed.
Good old NUC days.
Like they finally did it to me. They committed me.
I finally took it to that next level.
Oh, funny stuff. All right, so on to some more fun controversy, and then the update of this is interesting. So
This is ugly.
This is definitely ugly, and I think
I don't see it getting any better.
Yeah, a whole lot more to this.
There's going to be a lot more. This is one of those stories you need to follow for, a couple weeks. And what originally looked like a feel good, something positive coming out of this 2020, where we're going in a positive direction, finally is now starting to really come out, and we're starting to see a lot of things that maybe not so much.
So maybe we didn't set the stage yesterday, so maybe we should show what happened and then let people kind of, listen, most people think the whole situation is ridiculous. But what made it extra controversial is coach is fired the next day, and now I'm gonna have to find it. But
now you have a lot of so obviously for our viewers that are listening, we're talking about the Vanderbilt situation, where you have a female Division I soccer player who comes and becomes a part of the team and ends up kicking getting in on kickoff and being the kicker and then that happens, and first female player in a Power 5 conference to be a part of a team and participate in a game, and a lot of
then she has this play like a girl on the back of her helmet. So obviously it's a premeditated thing, you know what I'm saying, which is rubbed some people the wrong way. And I understand that, you and I both played college football, worked hard to earn your spot. It seems like, and I don't know, and obviously everybody's a willing participant in this let me rephrase this. Seems like a willing at first it seemed like everybody is a willing participant.
Right. It looked like everybody was supporting this, backing this, all in. Yes, this is it, whatever. But
now it turns out that
it's not like that.
It's not the situation. So the coach is fired the next day. Okay?
Right. We lose 41-0.
Yeah. No. Now he probably is going to be fired anyway. I don't know how this whole thing played into it or not. She has a premeditated play like a girl. We are playing a sport football that obviously it isn't girls football. And if what I'm saying, it's football, and that's okay.
History,
but this is obviously a planned thing. So this is it here.
Columbia, Missouri.
Now they're losing here, so
they're losing 21-0 at halftime.
And apparently, okay, so this is the part that I read today that got me, or kind of took me thing was, we said that she made a speech at halftime.
Right. So that's and these are and the kick. So everybody. So there's the kick. So everybody is expecting it. They're expecting this person that has earned a spot as a female to go and blast the ball down the field. Right. You're down 21-0.
Right. And then you get this
dud. It was kind of a dud. So then that's when everyone celebrated. She gets SEC Player of the Week for that kick.
Yeah, I don't
understand that. And then I think the week or NCAA player, I don't know what it was. I think it was NCAA Player Week. Meanwhile, he had a guy that rushed for 409 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So listen. If she put a field goal through the uprights,
yeah.
I mean, I would say, hey,
if she drilled the game winner, or even if they put her in and she did an onside.
But that wasn't what we would call an impressive thing. So that's one thing. Then I don't know this whole thing about the halftime speech thing.
So what I read today was when we originally said it, it sounded like she just kind of, was like, let's go. What are we doing? Like get it together type of thing. But from what I read today is it was kind of like almost like the word attacking might be too strong, but it was a strongly verbalized, I guess, like, hey, we win on the women's soccer team. You guys don't. This is what you need to do. This is what's going on. Kind of one of these where some of the players were like, whoa, like, who are you? Where did you come from? Have you been with us since?
That's what it was. Yeah. So that's a big part of it too.
So now if I'm a player,
I think it was like, yeah.
If I'm a player, I'm a little pissed off.
Like, because she won the SEC. I think apparently the soccer team won the SEC championship. Am I right on that?
Something like that. It was something along those lines, whereas the women, basically what she verbalized was that, like, we're the girls' soccer team. We know how to win. Your football, you never win. So here's what I got to do.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if I'm a player, I'm pissed.
I have a big problem with that. Yeah. And she hasn't been there. I think she just So now apparently that's
now you basically have an outsider who's coming in, and obviously their viewpoint is, one, why are you here? You're not going to help us in any way, shape, or form physically, and now, so okay, we'll accept you to be here and be part of our team, but don't go calling us out.
Right, exactly. And apparently she was like, that's what we do on our soccer team. I did hear something like that. Like, we call each other out, but she's not part of this team.
You're just there. And that's the other thing that gets me is, like, look, for the kick that she performed, any DB could do that. At a Division I SEC school, in my eyes, any DB could perform that kick. Any athlete.
Any human being can do that.
That's
any human being who can kick a ball. Like, I bet you if we lined up 20 players, 19 of them could do that. Okay? And probably it'd be such a bad squib. Some of them that we might be able to get that.
It'd probably be good.
It'd be so bad it would be good.
But so I see if that's what's now coming out, and this is what's kind of how it's going to be approached, or how it actually was, I have a serious problem with that. I really do. Because like you said, these guys have been there through all of this. They're owing whatever, they got to hear it every week about how, blah, blah, blah. And now all of a sudden you're going to turn us into a joke, a publicity stunt, for what?
And they're already, think about it. If you're 0-9 as a player on that
you're
team,
miserable.
But remember, you're a scholarship. You were obviously a great player in high school. You're still at SEC school.
Right. And now you're going to losing all the time. You know what I mean?
Like, Division I player, okay. You're a top flight player. It just happens to be you're in the SEC, so you're not gonna you're not winning games. You're not at the level that those teams are, but you're still a Division I player. Okay, you're a scholarship.
And now you're going to make a mockery of this by bringing.
Right, you're going through a very difficult season. Okay, obviously, most likely your coach is going to be fired. Now we're making
the guy that recruited you, the guy that brought you in,
basically telling you that you don't matter. That's basically what basically happened. These guys who've been working hard, doing COVID principles and all this kind of stuff, and doing it, you don't matter. You know what I mean? That's a difficult thing, man. Like, I mean, wow. So the short of it is the Georgia Vandy game
canceled,
postponed now. Just came out. At first it was canceled. Now, an hour ago, just came out. It's postponed. They still have 10.
But and the reason being given is that
COVID.
Vanderbilt does not have enough players to meet the eligibility requirements for minimum amount of players that have to be, eligible to play in order to play an SEC or an NCAA game. They're saying it's because of COVID. Everybody else is saying we just don't want to play. And because we can't, we'll say it's COVID to make it look like that. But the real reason that we don't have enough amount of players is because these guys are refusing to play because, we as the administration have made a mockery of this team.
That's tough.
Right. That's tough. Yeah. And you don't want to make her the scapegoat.
No, that's what the administration has done. So that's the other part of it. So now this young woman who feels like she did something special, right?
Right. Now that gets diminished and crushed.
That gets diminished, and that's why you don't put people in that situation.
Because if you bring a disservice to
if you did this in the right situation, she could have been a hero. You do it in this situation, now you got people that are questioning what this is even about.
And now you're putting two Division I athletic programs within the same campus against each other. You think the football team and the girls soccer team are going to be hanging out? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to have a war on campus.
I don't know if that's stopping any of that.
I'm just, you're talking from now you're talking from a different perspective. But as far as teams go, I'm pissed.
Teams-wise, I'll give you my experience.
I put in this work. I did all of this, and now this is happening. I'm not cool.
I feel like for the most part, the sports teams in college get along very well. And are usually very supportive of each other. I don't think that will have the impact that you think it does on the sports program, because I don't think, first of all, football worries that much about soccer per se.
Right. I think you're right. At that level, that size of a school, I don't really think
there or football.
Like you said, for me, coming from a small Division III program, like, you're in the same building as these people every single day. I don't know how much interaction Division I teams have.
No, well, they all know each other. I mean, I just remember from being at UConn, like, we all kind of knew each other.
Right.
So, and we were all pretty supportive of each other. And I would think that Vandy is the same way. I think the issue is really going to be for that individual girl, young woman.
Yeah, she's kind of being pitted like as the hero /
villain, and really.
And look, that's a hard position going to be anyway. Because
I honestly, Derek Mason, and I think he did a really good job, pretty good job. I should say, not say really good job, pretty good job up until this year. If Derek Mason allowed her to give a speech at halftime and knew what the contents of that speech was going to be,
I don't think that would have happened.
Then I don't think that would have happened. If he did know that and knew the contents, then that's an issue. That's an issue. My guess is that he wanted to give her, because he was going to have her. I don't know what the reason was. Maybe save his job. Maybe I don't know what it was. But whatever the reason was, he had her speak. I don't think he had any idea of what she was going to actually say.
Nah, she might have just went rogue, man.
She might have been nervous. Okay,
she might have not have known that was what was going to come out.
She's still what is she? 20 years old. She's a young kid,
and she's still speaking in front of a room of 60, 70 football players. Whether she's a Division I goalie who want to
Derek Mason or not. If Derek Mason wanted her to kick, okay, he's the head coach. He wanted her to kick, or let's say someone above him asked him to do it. Whatever the reason is, if he was going to let her talk, he should have told her,
this is what you're saying.
Let the kids know, let the other guys know, we're going to make history. Now they're down 21-0. I just think it's a terrible time to do it.
Why do you do it?
Just a terrible situation. And I'm going to give you a good example. It's not the same thing, but this is an example of
But if you're going to have her do that, don't you do it?
Let me give you an example.
What does the team gain by that?
Yeah. So let me
give you had the opportunity to cover that.
Let me give you an example of a better way to handle something. There was a player when I was at UConn on the women's basketball team, Nakisha Sales. She's great unbelievable basketball player. And she went on to play in the WNBA. Actually, I was friends with her. She great person. UConn
women's basketball, dude.
She won a national championship. Great athlete.
I mean, you're at the mecca of schools for female sports.
Right. So anyway, so she goes and tears her ACL before she gets an opportunity to break the school record, I guess, in scoring. So what they did is they just worked. They worked a situation where she was able to come down with the other team and score.
Okay.
And they worked it out, and it was at the beginning of the game. She gets 2 points, and then it was over. She got, obviously limped down there. So from that standpoint, I think it's a situation where she had an opportunity to go and do it the right way where both teams understood what was going on and there was no controversy. Now, it's a completely different thing, but you get my point on it. You know,
absolutely.
So it becomes one of those things where it's a much better situation. And how you handle something like that where it's not a normal situation is really, really critical because
it's unprecedented. It's never been done before. There's a lot of, like a lot of different type of stuff.
Right. Absolutely. So that's pretty much, that there. I don't know. Any other insights on there? I mean,
I don't know. I just think it's a very tough to me. I'm all about breaking boundaries and I'm all about giving everybody the opportunity, but kind of in the same boat as you are is like, you have to earn that opportunity. You have to be there. You shouldn't just get something handed to you because, you're a female in this case, or, if I want her on this team or she's part of this team, it's going to be for the benefit of this team, not just, to make a statement.
Absolutely.
So that's how I look at it. Because look, I got absolutely no problem, because believe me, when I take a look at our girls basketball team, I'm sure as hell some of those girls can come play outside backer or can come play corner for me. And,
I don't agree with that.
If they want to come and try, but here's the thing. Here's the difference is,
they may be athletically.
At least I'm going to give them the opportunity. Like, I'm not opposed to giving them the opportunity to do it, but they have to do it the right way. They can't just come show up and I'm going to give it to them because they're a female. Like, that's not how it's going to work. They got to come, be a part of the team, go through camp, go through individual drills, go through this, go through that, and work your way onto it and do it the right way. I'm not just going to say, okay, you're going to come and you're going to be the kicker because you're a female and because I know you can kick. Like, that's not just how it works. You got to earn your stripes.
Fair enough.
I feel bad. She's going to be in a tough situation going forward.
Yeah, I think a lot of that. Yeah, it ends up that she's going to be in an unfair situation.
And now, not only are you looking for a head coach, but you got an interim guy who's your boy and who's in a position trying to keep this team focused, who's over anyway. And now you're dealing with all of these other outside issues that are just going to impede even more so on this program that you're trying to get on the right track and move forward. And now, you got to deal with all this before you can even – you're actually deterring other – like, who's going to want – first off, to get a head coach at Vanderbilt is going to be tough anyway, Like, so now are your best candidates going to come based off of this current situation that they're going on? Like guys that would be maybe I'm going to, maybe I'm not.
Here's my argument on that. The toughest situation of all situations was after what happened at Penn State.
Joe Pa.
So that had to be that's 1,000 times more difficult than this was. This story is going to be a story for maybe another week,
right?
But, and there will be some other things coming out about it. But that situation was a situation.
You wanted to be James Franklin. You didn't want to be Bill O'Brien.
But Bill O'Brien did do a pretty darn good job.
Damn good job. And I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves for that. Now, obviously, he's definitely a different type of coach. We've seen that. I mean, and obviously it didn't work out for him with the Texans either, but kudos to him for even, taking that gig and setting that course straight and putting Penn State back to a place of, respectability. Should we transition to that from the? Can we transition to the next segment from that since we already dropped?
Go ahead, go.
Penn State Rutgers this weekend, brother.
Yeah, let's. Where can I find the unis again?
Oh, I mean, that's just a whole different thing. But Penn State, Rutgers, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Shiano being a former Penn State coach, recruiting wars, all this stuff.
Yo, Rutgers are going to slay the smackdown on Penn State this week. That's what I predict.
Bold statement, Coach. Bold statement. I love it.
Beat Michigan, right? Penn State beat Michigan.
Penn State, first 0-5 start in the history of Penn State football.
But they did beat Michigan last week. Am I right or wrong?
Beat Michigan, who beat Rutgers. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, right. Now you got Rutgers coming off a big win on the road at Purdue. But like I said, I think this game has so much more juice to it. Just, take away Penn State Rutgers rivalry in a sense. I think there's just a lot more riding on this game. Obviously, a lot more riding on it for Rutgers because you look at it from the perspective of, look, if Penn State wins, they're supposed to win, right? Penn State, Rutgers. Now, Rutgers wins, that opens up a whole bunch of new doors as far as, like you said, we're talking, Rutgers firmly establishing themselves as an actual team, not just a doormat in the Big Ten. You're talking about recruiting battles as far as Pennsylvania kids, Jersey kids, Jersey kids leaving to go to Penn State, Pennsylvania kids leaving to go to Rutgers. I think that lobbies a lot for, Shiano and the boys down there. And I think that the program, it's just a big, there's a lot of juice to it. And like I said, I don't want Rutgers to just go in and play this thing tight or just win by a touchdown or whatever. I want them to literally go in and I want them to, win by 2 or 3 scores and make a statement. You know what I mean? Like, look, we should have beat Michigan. We didn't. But now, look, we've progressed. We can continue to get better. And this is the Rutgers you should be accustomed to.
I think they win. They will make a huge statement. And it will go into recruiting where they will have a top 20 class guaranteed.
They've locked down a very good class to begin with already.
Well, they're in the top 25 right now.
And what I've looked at is I saw recently the running back from St. Joe's who's verbally committed to Michigan State. That's a very loose verbal commit right now. And I know Rutgers is right in that mix to get him. And, a game like this could, easily sway a guy like that, to decommit and come there. I think that could, these are the games that kids want to see. They want to see you beating Penn State. If you beat another school that I'm going to go to, obviously you can now use that, like, hey, we beat that school. So why you want to go there over here? And to add to it, if you can did you find them? The uniforms that Rutgers is rolling out in this game, the all black, fire. God, they look so good.
Trying to pull it up here.
The Black Knight.
Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. Hold on. I think I got it.
I mean, the black on black, it just
I got it.
We saw what given our defense in practice black jerseys did. There's just something about a black on black uniform going into a big game that adds just, that much more hype, that much more juice to it.
Dark Knight. Is that it?
Oh, yes. Those go hard, man.
Those are good.
Look at that. And look, there's nothing crazy about them, right? Like simple Rutgers, number, R on the pants.
I like that. Look at the comments. Fire.
Yeah. I haven't seen one bad thing about it, man. And like I said, I like, I like I like Rutgers color combo. I like when they throw that silver in there or that grayish. And like I said, you're going against, I believe the game is home or it's on the road.
It's got to be home because we're in black uniforms, and it's
so now you got
a
black jersey, black helmet, black pants against Penn State's white helmet, white jersey, white pants.
Oh, that's great. You can't beat it. That's gonna be. What time is that game at? 5?
I don't know.
It is. Just had it. Noon. I'll be plopped down watching that thing.
And here's the thing, in a normal year, that is a monster recruiting day to have guys on campus for Rutgers.
Yeah. Who does Rutgers have right now that's committed from New Jersey?
We could dive into that. I like that.
Yeah, I mean Rutgers. Rutgers football commitments. Let's see.
I know I believe they have a Newark West Side guy. I know they have, I'm sure.
All right, here's who they have right now. They have, so they already have 8 guys. Wait, that can't be.
I know they have a Union kid, I believe.
They're 2021. Here we go. Elijah Clark from Camden, cornerback.
We would have seen him.
Kari Benton from West Side. That's the kid you're talking about, linebacker, 6'2", 220. Keshawn Griffin from St. Joe's Hamilton, defensive end, 6'4", 220. Jordan Thompson from Parsippany Hills, 6'3", 225.
All right, Coach Albano.
Athlete. Player from Florida, Carnell. They have how many commits? They have 22 hard commits already.
See, they don't even have that many spots left for anybody else.
Ryan Keeler, Tyler Needham from PA, a player from Union, their safety.
Mm-hmm.
He was a hell of a player last year when they had the really good team. Shaquan Loyal, another West Side kid. Henry Hughes from Tampa Bay Tech.
Tampa Bay, obviously. So Shiano's hitting up his old school ties.
Al Shadi Salam from East EO, all-purpose back. They got a good amount of Jersey guys. You're going to go from Irving.
Any from the Big North?
They have 2 Parsippany Hills kids. Long snapper, I guess. It's the other one.
He's on the roster now?
No, this is committed.
I believe that their guy on the roster now is like he's up for Long Snapper of the Year award, and I believe he's a Parsippany Hills kid.
Parsippany Hills must have a coach that does long snapping.
Coach Albano just and then you look at Coach Bell from Newark West Side, who I saw last night is up for Coach of the Year. So congratulations to him taking that program, bringing that thing back a little bit. 2 guys going to Rutgers. It's pretty damn good, man.
Yeah, where'd you see him?
No, it was online.
Oh, you read it online. Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. So national rank recruiting wise, they're 36. That's pretty good. But
In 1 year?
It's not really going to move much, I guess. Because
No, but what are you going to do? You're only going to get 1 or 2 guys, unless do they count transfers in that? Because if you count transfers, now look, we got a guy who just returned a kick last week who was a great transfer from Wisconsin. Then you got the Kansas State guy who's coming in.
Well, my prediction is they're going to have players that are going to leave, and that are going to, you know what I'm saying?
Going to open up some spots.
That'll open up some spots, absolutely. And
but look, they're going to get some guys.
Oh, it's going to be a great game.
Like you said, if there's not already, every guy who left to go out of state when Ash was there is now, if they have any inkling of leaving a school, is obviously going to snap their head right back and say, hey, can I take a look at Rutgers?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. No doubt.
I mean, you already saw that with the D lineman, Dumfrey or whatever his name is from DePaul that came there back from Michigan. I mean, that, and like I said, these guys all talk.
He's been dominant.
These guys all talk. They're all friends. They're all boys. Like, hey, I'm leaving school. I'm going back to Rutgers. What are you doing? I was thinking about leaving and going here. Well, why don't we both just go to Rutgers?
Right.
Okay. All right, let's go. Or, hey, bro, I'm going to go to Rutgers. All right, well, I'm going to go here. Well, dude, they didn't look like they did too good, so why are we going to go there? All right, well, why are we both going to go to Michigan State? Let's just go to Rutgers.
Excuse me.
I'm getting interrupted on this podcast by, yes, Nicole.
They have the boxing gloves on.
Tell them to take the boxing gloves off.
They're not listening.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Well, tell
Love
them to
her.
take them off. Well, physically pull them off then.
Put your pair on.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys do it?
Well, we are in the middle of a beautiful podcast.
I know that.
Our millions of followers will not enjoy that.
If you actually put your boxing gloves on, I bet it would be
She can coach my linebackers any day.
So yeah, that's interesting. So, We're trying to be professionals here.
Listen, I see it happen all the time to Michael Kay when his kids come running into the scene, when they're filming their broadcast. So it happens.
Serious podcast. Serious topics here every day.
We do get to touch on some interesting stuff, dude. I mean, whether it's just the world of sports in the world we know it right now that's going on, but I mean, it's just there's a lot of craziness going on, dude.
Craziness all around us.
Like people want this stuff this year to just be over, but like you want it to be over for what? You want it to be over because you're hoping that next, things are going to change. But dude, you're still going back to whatever it is for a while. Yeah, the vaccine's coming, but even when the vaccine comes, then you're going to have issues with that, So this is going to happen. This ain't going anywhere.
It's crazy. Oh man,
I don't know.
Hey, I'm living, man. I ain't letting.
I'm not living in a bubble.
I got God's back. God got my back.
God.
So
I told you I've been praying.
Well, you keep praying, buddy. Get close to the Lord.
Listen, we defense gave up 21 points a game this year. I gotta pray.
Don't tell too many people that.
I'm publicizing that.
Oh man. So let's see. So I got a couple of quiz questions for you today.
Go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We'll use Rutgers. Okay, and I just want to make sure I'm correct in my answer here.
Fact checking yourself.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I just want to make sure 100%. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, good. Can you name the all-time leader in receptions from Rutgers?
Within the last 10 years?
Is he within the last 10 years? Yes.
I'm thinking one of two guys. I have two names and I don't know which way to go with it.
Okay.
Kenny Britt.
Wrong. He's the all-time leading receiving yards is Kenny Britt. He's all-time leader in yards.
Leonte Carew.
Wrong.
I should have known.
Carew is number 3 in yards.
We're talking about what is it? It's total catches?
Catches, receptions. Carew is not even on the list in receptions. Total receptions.
Is he currently part of the staff?
No. He is in the top 10, the person who you're thinking of. You're thinking of Taekwon Underwood as part of the staff.
Because they have had good receivers, man. Sanu.
Correct. Sanu.
They have had great receivers in the past, man.
Sanu holds the receptions, 210. Single season, 115 he had in 2011.
Damn.
That's a lot of catches. Wow. And then single game, he had 16 catches.
That's a lot.
Ohio in a game.
That's a lot.
Receiving yards for Rutgers.
Kenny Britt,
3,043. Single season, 1371. He holds number 1 and 2, 1371 and 1232. And then
I bet you there's a name on that list, and you will be shocked as to where he's went to high school. And I'm thinking it's for most touchdown receptions over 50 yards or something of that nature.
Well, I don't see that, but I'd be shocked about his high school.
You will not know because he spent 4 years at another school and only spent 1 year at Rutgers as a graduate transfer. But the high school he went to, and obviously I'm giving it a hint as far as that's concerned because I obviously have a direct tie to it. You'd be shocked at where he came from.
over 50 yards. I'm looking at guys on this list. I don't recognize.
Within the last 10 years.
And he came from. You're saying he came from a small school or
He
something?
spent 4 years at a Big 12 school,
Okay.
but came from a tiny Group 1.
Oh, you're not saying Rutgers?
That's where he finished his career, at Rutgers.
And he had a great year at Rutgers?
Phenomenal 1 year.
At receiver?
Yes, sir. It was almost like every touchdown catch he had was over 50 yards. Like his average per reception is probably.
Oh, you're talking about Terzilli.
Yes, sir.
But Terzilli's not on the list on anything.
I wonder what his stats are for that 1 year.
Receiving touchdowns, Terzilli's not on the list.
And I just love the fact that, he is now giving back and coaching the position in New Jersey.
Where's he coach?
Pope John.
Oh.
So, stayed with his high school coach.
My favorite. I stormed the field when they won against Louisville.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there. Stormed the field.
I had just finished up practice junior year at Montclair State. Because some of our guys actually finished practice, hopped in the car, and went to the game.
I stormed the field, and I went to that game.
My sister was there, and she don't even like football.
Who did I go to? I went to the game with. He was the head track coach at Riverdale. He was a great football player. Played at Duke, but he was just coaching track at that time. Then, I can't believe I forgot coach's name. Oh,
Best part about that was who was the quarterback
for what best? What do you mean quarterback?
at that game?
It had to be Mike Teal.
Who was Louisville's quarterback?
In that game, who was
I'll
Louisville's?
give you a hint.
Oh, I know it. I know it. Hold on. It's I
You want the hint?
no, don't give me a hint. It's oh God, he's a coach now. It's
Yeah, he is a coach.
oh,
A coach who they just played and beat.
they just played where?
They just beat Purdue.
Yeah. Oh God, Brom.
Yes.
Brom
And the kicker?
Lancito, the judge.
Yes, sir.
The judge was Lancito. That's right. Mike Teal has a lot of records at Rutgers.
Yeah, him and Nova.
Nova doesn't have any records. Oh yeah, he does. He has most total.
See? Like, don't doubt me.
He has the total touchdowns record, 77 Nova.
And who has all the rushing records?
I like that. I like Bobby giving the answers here. Look at that.
Yeah, this is good. Introduce yourself, buddy.
I know. The judge, Lancito. That's good stuff. And obviously the greatest running back in Rutgers history, Ray Rice.
From where?
New York.
Yeah, what high
New
school?
Rochelle, I think.
What?
Right? New Rochelle, New York.
Correct.
Yeah. New Rochelle, New York.
You really didn't know that statistic that I gave you before about the best running back out of Penn State history originally being a Rutgers commit?
No, I didn't know that.
You really didn't know that? Yeah.
Saquon Barkley?
Saquon was originally a Rutgers commit.
No, I didn't know that. I know Ray Rice was originally going to Syracuse.
Well, you would think, right?
And then he changed his
Syracuse Notre Dame this weekend. Who you got?
Come on now. Now let's look at we looked at Rutgers. Now those are names you know. Now let's see if UConn football statistical leaders.
No idea. Leading passer, Dan Orlovsky.
A lot of my friends, I'm sure, will be on there. Just no one will know. Dan Orlowski holds everything.
I really like what he does at ESPN, dude. I really do.
Yeah, he holds. It's
Troy,
making a guest appearance. Dan Orlowski, and then second
is Dan Orlowski a Connecticut guy?
Yes. It should be up there. Dan Orlowski, then Matt DiGennaro, who's
that's your guy, right?
Yeah, good friend of mine. Son plays for Maryland as a receiver.
Don't tell Dex that.
What's that?
Don't tell Dex that.
He does. He plays for Maryland.
I do love Dex's passion for his school.
He actually plays. He's a true freshman. He plays.
I do like that. I love the fact that Dex, you see a guy, and obviously we're referred to our DB coach Dexter McDougal, who is from Virginia but went to the University of Maryland, played at a high level, and then got ultimately a ring with the Eagles. But he loves his Terps, man, and I love that.
My roommate from college, Shane Stafford's number 3, 8,900 yards passing.
Is that the Arena League guy?
Yep. And then my other roommate, who actually eventually Shane, I think, replaced, was Zeke Rogers, who's a Bergen Catholic guy, and he's in the top 10 there. A couple of my roommates. Look at that, big time. Pretty good stuff. All-time leading rusher. You'll know the all-time. So we knew the all-time leading passer at UConn, amazingly. Let's see if you'll know the all-time leading rusher. I'll tell it to you. It's actually somebody that
Brown.
Know who it is.
Brown?
That's correct. Donald Brown from what?
Jersey kid?
10 more minutes. What? See, I'm getting at how much longer are we going for?
You know what that is? You're getting the hook.
That makes me the Troysters is a handful right now.
Take out the gloves, Nicole.
No, it's not. It's not the Troyster.
That's
Feed
it.
him. Give him his Pirates booty.
Ooh, Atlantic. Oh, okay. He's from Atlantic Highlands. Our guy here, Bobby.
Or is he saying Jeremy Ito is from Atlantic Highlands?
Oh, I thought he's California, Jeremy Ito. So I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong.
You're never wrong.
Donald Brown. Oh, maybe Donald Brown's from Atlantic Highlands. Because didn't Donald Brown go to?
I know he's a Jersey guy.
He went to RBC, maybe, I think. Yeah. He's saying Atlantic Highlands. Yeah, because I think here's the story. The story goes, and I could be wrong. Thank you. Yes, he did go to RBC. So the story goes.
Bobby C. NJ. Oh, maybe the C _ New Jersey is for Central New Jersey. I don't know. Or maybe Bobby C is his last name.
So what I was going to say is that I heard, and maybe Bobby knows this, that Donald Brown and who played at Georgia, the running back from
Roshan Moreno.
I heard him, and then there was another person. Yes, Middletown. We're all on the same youth football team.
AYF.
I guess it's AYF. And then they went. Sean, and they went to then. I think Sean was the star. Went to Middletown South.
So he went public.
Donald went to RBC. This
private
story. Yeah, and then there was another player.
Oh, here we go. Bobby's got the whole thing. Pop Warner at the time. Okay.
Oh, it's Pop Warner. There we go. Pop Warner. Thank you, Bobby.
This guy's a good reference, buddy. Stick with it.
Bobby. Good. You're good. So Donald Brown, he holds a lot of the rushing ring, not all.
How about a receiver? They ever had a receiver?
Yards. And then a couple guys I played with when
have they ever had a good receiver there?
Receiver. So I know Matt DiGennaro's receivers were pretty big time. His guy holds the most catches. The guy who was his receiver. This guy, you would never heard of him. Mark Didio. It was before I was there. 239 receptions. That's a lot. And then, but touchdowns. This guy played in the league. Oh, single game catches. Jeremy Davis. He had 15. He's from Georgia. Receiving yards, career. That's receptions and yards is also Didio.
All right, you ready? I got a question for you. Most carries you ever had in a game?
In high school?
Yeah, well, a career.
Well,
High school, college, whatever.
I ever had carrying the ball?
Yeah. Single season game, most carries you ever had in a game? 30?
No, I don't think I ever carried 30 times. Different time period because the games were a lot faster back then because everybody ran. Less stoppage of clocks. I want to say
20?
I would say high 20s. I don't remember. It might have been 20, 26, 27, something like that. I don't think I ever had 30. I could be wrong because there's no online max preps to pull it up anymore. But
wait, did you put the stats on Max Preps or NJ.com? Yes, sir.
Thank goodness I don't have a subscription, so I can't read it.
How about most tackles you ever had in a game?
In high school, in college, I had 11. That was my most in college, which is a pretty good number. My last game, by the way, I had 11 tackles. That's not bad. Good
Against who?
It was against UMass. We were actually winning the game by 21 points, and we blew it. That's how my last game ended. And Coach Holtz was so mad. I don't remember what he said, but players were mad. We were winning by so much. I remember at the beginning of the third period talking to other guys like, we put one more in. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Blah 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 blah. But
so your last game you went out with a loss?
They scored. I want to say in the last play of the game to win the game. I can't remember.
At least I went out with.
It was one of these. It was one of these debacles where basically the game we're up by 3 scores. I don't remember if it was 21, but we were up by 3 scores, and then they throw a pick to us. Okay, we pick.
It's over,
and this is like in the fourth quarter, and good friend of mine who has haunted him his whole life. He always says, he should have just went down because we would have got the ball back. We would have ran the ball, but he was running with it, and a guy from UMass popped him
after the strip or after the pick.
After the pick.
Oh, so a big play for you guys now becomes a momentum swing for them.
They got the ball back.
That was the start of it, man. That was it. Boom.
Scored. Okay. Then I remember because they drove the field. They scored.
Was it at home or on the road?
It was at UMass in a frozen tundra. We had the cleats that were like.
Yeah, they were like turf shoes, probably.
No.
Oh, the screw-ins.
It's grass, man. There's no turf.
Right. No, but I'm saying sometimes I remember our field would be frozen. We would wear sneakers or turf shoes.
No. So the grass was frozen.
Right, and you had the screw-ins. They weren't working.
Well, they worked better than if you had anything else, but you were definitely sliding around. I played great that day, so I figured it out.
Great. I played great. I mean, we lost, but I played great.
Well, yeah, I mean, when it's 20 years later, you don't even give a crap about the damn score.
What do you mean? I was amped. I went out and I finished my last game. We beat Albright in an ECAC bowl to finish the season 9-2.
Well, if we won, I would have been amped. We lost, so I got to focus on the individual effort. So
I was happy as hell. I went out with a win. That was a good way to end it.
Who'd you guys beat?
Albright.
Okay. All right.
28-17, something like that.
Montclair versus Albright.
Yeah, it was an ECAC bowl, so we didn't make the playoffs. So
Albright didn't have anywhere near the talent that you guys would have.
No, I had a bunch of freaks.
So we go, and so they score. Then We get the ball 3. Oh, I'm sorry. So after they score, we get the ball back. Now, Shane was already out. He got hurt. That's why we stopped. We didn't move the ball anymore. So the backup quarterback couldn't move the ball. Punt. They take the punt to the house.
You're done. You might as well have got on the bus right there.
They took the punt, so now they're within range, right? Maybe they were down 6 or something.
And they have all the momentum.
Yes. We couldn't move the ball because the backup was definitely not ready to play. And then I don't know why he didn't use the true freshman, but
I'm not giving up his year of eligibility for.
That's why he didn't get. He wasn't giving up his year of eligibility for that guy. For that, yeah. So, because that kid was good actually, the true freshman.
Where was he from?
He was Florida kid. He ended up becoming, after Shane left, he became the starter. So if he had gone in, we probably
would have won, or at least he would have put something together long enough to,
Probably. But anyway, so he goes.
Bad way to go out, bro.
Yep, and then they get the ball
Probably
back.
why you coach the way you do.
And I kick myself because the nickel I was the Sam linebacker. So in that game, when the nickel defense came in, I came off the field.
And obviously, when they started chucking it around, that's what you guys probably went to on the regular, and so you probably weren't on the field for a lot of the second half.
Some of it, no, because I used to play man-to-man over the tight end. Everybody had tight ends back then. I used to do a lot of man-to-man on the tight end, the way we played our defense.
Yes.
They played zone over the top, and so I would kind of take that guy away.
Yeah, you had bracket.
Right. So we were playing – I don't think we played much nickel. The end, it was like a fourth – now I'm remembering this. 4th down play, they call nickel. They hadn't called nickel all game. Now I come off on that. A DB comes in,
and the tight end catches
and this other linebacker was a good guy, but didn't know what was going on half the time. Went in for me, and I remember in that instance, I almost said to Coach Harris, "Just let me stay," because I knew what to do. Well, lo and behold, the tight end who I locked down the whole game
catches
the game-winning play.
If only they would have known. If only they would have known.
He would not have caught that ball because I was faster than he was, and I was more physical.
Something I never was faster.
I'll kick myself for that one, but I blocked that out of my brain for a long time until the moment. So I feel better about it now. Anyway, the greatest linebacker in UConn history. You might know the name. He had 400.
He's not going to outdo the greatest linebacker in Montclair State history.
Oh, I know it is Sam Mills.
Shore Conference.
Oh, really? Where did he play at?
Long Branch.
Did he really? He's from Long Branch. I didn't know that. John Dorsey was the most who was now he's not. He was the GM of the Chiefs. And before that, he was the GM of
yes.
He was the GM of the Browns too. Remember?
Yes.
With what was the guy who got fired? I can't think of his name now.
Which one?
Oh God, I can't remember his name. But anyway, John Dorsey.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, so he's the all-time. He's huge, by the way. You could see it in the
big dude.
Hard Knocks. He's a huge human being. He's like 6'4", every bit of it. And then I think he played a bunch of years in the NFL too. But anyway, that's that. Well, anything else we missed today?
Dude, hell of a week.
Really
Not
good.
bad for our first week. I like it. I enjoy it. I hope anybody who watches this gets something out of it. Obviously, any feedback. I mean, it'd be awesome to hear about that stuff. But I just it gives us something to do, and hopefully we can help out a couple people with some of the stuff. And if not,
I think next week we do a couple of play things. We start getting our guests together now a little bit.
I've gotten a few requests from some people. I know people who like to come on, man.
Who wants to come on?
Coach Davis was one of the first ones to reach out. He wants to get on.
Let's get Coach Davis on there.
There's just, people want to be on. The cousin wants to be on, because he always wants to argue with me about North Jersey and Shore Conference and go back and forth, now that he's got to experience a little bit of North Jersey coaching at Parsippany this year. So he wants to sit down and argue with me about it. And, so, I mean, look, I know people want to get on. It'd be great to have people on. So, I mean, look, we got to get Jersey Juice on. Guys got to get on this.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely get a guy on.
So we can get that perspective from things. But we'll line some stuff up as we move forward and continue to progress. I think I think we got a good thing. And like I said, I'm enjoying it, and I hope you are as well. It gives us something to do, and because this is usually when we get really stir crazy. But before we sign off, I got to wish good luck to my boy down in Fort Lauderdale tonight. High school football, American Heritage Plantation. They got a big playoff game. They have to win 3 more games counting tonight, and they are Florida State 5A champs. So,
well, good luck to them.
It would be nice to still be playing.
It would be nice to be playing.
It's also nice to have a 5-star running back in every grade. So
our breakdown, 93% of the people have watched our stuff from the United States. There's one other country where people have listened to our podcast from. Do you know that country?
Give me a hemisphere, or is that too much for you?
Asia.
Asia is not a hemisphere, but that would be a continent.
Oh, northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, you mean?
Yeah, I was going with something like that, but above or below the equator.
I think this one is it
an island?
No, it's slightly. I think it's slightly above the equator.
Japan?
No.
China?
No.
Korea?
No.
It's not North Korea?
I guess what's that? No, it's not. No. North Korea doesn't allow internet.
I was gonna say, because if we had that, if we had that, we got a podcast, dude.
What's that?
I said, if somebody from North Korea is watching us, we got a podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Well, first of all, you can't even have internet. And second of all,
that's what I'm saying.
North Korea is so crazy that if you there's a public execution of a person violating quarantine with COVID where they shoot them.
Saudi Arabia is the same way, brother.
I mean, that's why people say to me, North Korea doesn't have a COVID problem. Yeah, no.
They kill them all.
No SHIT, they don't have a COVID problem. They kill the people who have COVID.
I guess that's one way to do it.
Yeah, Bobby C. J says, Coach Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un.
That's exactly right. They just this take about
comments. Bobby C _NJ, probably the week's interactor of the week.
Oh well, Guy was the interactor the first day. He was pretty good.
He hit the ground running hard.
He did. He hit the ground running hard, and then Bobby definitely, and he's definitely a sure guy.
Great interaction, by the way, and we need someone like that who can kind of we can say and tell things like hearsay or whatever, but these guys could really solidify things and be like, no, it's this way or it's that. So that's good.
Yeah, definitely better than the guy who chimed in with poop emojis.
Yeah, that was interesting, but why wouldn't we get hacked on everything we do? That's how I know you're all over the place, man, because you get hacked no matter what.
Well, those wouldn't be hackers. That would be called hecklers. You're going to have hecklers, definitely, anytime you broadcasted anything. In my time from way back in the day, I used to broadcast all these recruiting stuff all the time on Periscope, and there's probably still up there. And it was hilarious. I get all kinds of great questions from kids.
And then you get something.
I'd have hecklers. I'd have hecklers in there. I would go. It would be wild. So,
is there any football on tonight? Let's see what we got. Any football on tonight? Nope. I don't see it. Not tonight, buddy. Well, let's see. Maybe. Nope. Nothing tonight. Some big games this weekend. You got Texas A&M, Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU with a 29-point favorite.
Oof.
That's rough. That's rough.
Oof.
Ohio
Penn State. It is Ohio State. No, they're not playing.
State, Michigan State.
That's gonna be a blow.
Ohio State is favored by 24. So, Coach, you have a good weekend. It's been a pleasure. I will talk to you next week.
I'm glad you're fulfilling your belly right at the end there. So we'll see you next week. Oh, so wait, we're off tomorrow? No podcast on the weekend?
I think we could take the weekend off, and based off of yelling in the background, you need the weekend off.
I don't need any day off. I want podcasts every day.
Enjoy your night, Coach.
Bye-bye.